Good morning, Deborah. Thanks for your time with us. Deborah, I know that you've just finished the 2-year day school with the Leeds School of Theology. And I wonder if you could tell us a bit about how you found that experience.
Okay, good morning, Nathan, and thank you for inviting me to talk about the School of Theology. So what have I enjoyed about Leeds School of Theology? So I came up with 3 things.
Great.
One was the people. You get to meet lots of people from different churches, churches with different theological emphases, people from lots of different countries as well, because there's quite a lot of like African people that attend the School of Theology. And I just love that variety and getting to know that richness that is God's kingdom here on earth of all these different people. So I've really appreciated that.
Right.
I've really appreciated Daniel, David and Theo, who run Leeds School of Theology. They're just so enthusiastic for what they do, and it's actually quite infectious. I mean, Daniel particularly has a way of getting you feeling really enthusiastic about theology, which you might think is a dry subject, but they just bring it alive, and they get you thinking in ways differently. And one of the things that has impressed me, while they obviously have their own theological positions personally, they're very good at bringing out other people's positions. So you can discuss and you can explore together different aspects of theological study. It's just made it so interesting, and it's enthused me, and I've come away from sessions thinking, yes, that was really interesting. Really appreciated that, and I want to look into that thing further. Okay. And then their knowledge, the third thing, the knowledge that they bring to this. They clearly really have delved deeply into their study personally, and that shines through as well. And sort of makes you want to go away. I mean, I went away and I've got a big pile of books. Well, actually, might be like that because they're quite thick. And even though reading textbooks can be quite a dry thing, if doing it in the context of studying with people like Daniel and David and Theo, and with the other participants of the School of Theology, it does bring it to life. So that's what I've enjoyed about going to Leeds School of Theology.
Excellent. And for your experience, Deborah, you had your first year was in person at the St. George's Centre, and then this second year, I guess for the most part, you've been online. How have you found that transition of having the teaching online?
We started, when did we start? Back in January. We had January, February and March in person. I mean, this is a bit of an aside, but it was kind of a bit scary because in the March session, Daniel told us that his son had come back from Italy, and it tested positive, and his wife was getting poorly, and he felt a little bit, and we were there in the same room. It was kind of a bit of a scary moment. And then subsequently, he wrote on the Facebook page that his wife, she's had it really bad. So you think, you really can't carry on meeting in person. It is just too, you're putting yourself at risk. So, that was an interesting moment, shall we say. But the actual outworking of moving on to online learning, I haven't found it easy. The content has still been the same high quality. Obviously, I think Daniel struggled to be as enthusiastic because he'd been ill himself. So, and I think even, as his health got better, it's difficult to communicate the enthusiasm over this method, you know, when you're in person, you know, you can't really bounce off each other like we did in class.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it was interesting. Like I say, I don't think we've missed anything content-wise. It's that human contact that I've really missed. And then with other things that I do via Zoom, like private teaching and obviously all the church things, it's like I felt I'm one of these people that kind of needs to limit my Zoom activity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the other thing I really missed was breakfast. Because obviously we start the day with breakfast together, you know, the team come in. In fact, I'd volunteered to cook breakfast, which I did one time, you know, and, you know, just that lovely camaraderie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's something we all feel. I mean, I know going forward, they are very wisely continuing doing it this way, and for our safety, that is just so important.
Yeah.
But you kind of hope now we've got news of this vaccine, that maybe at some point during the year that we'll go back to live face-to-face down at St George's Centre. That'd be great.
Yeah. And from your experience, Deborah, of the kind of 2 years as a package, what would you say to anyone who's considering doing the day school next year in 2021?
Yeah, well, I would say go for it. I guess you have to consider if you're happy with this medium. Yeah. I know they have night school, which I think is on a Monday evening once a month, which they kicked off in September, and I believe they have like 85 people sign up for it. So obviously not everyone's like me, you know, some people are happy to learn in this method and can deal with the limitations of Zoom when it comes to group discussion, because that is an important aspect of Leeds School of Theology, is the fact, you know, they get us to talk to each other and to share our way of thinking, and to challenge us, and you see how we, you know, you gradually change your own position. But yeah, if you think it's something, because it has benefited me, it's been like one part of the whole of my life, and I can see how that's worked together with other things that have gone in my life, in the way that my thinking and being a Christian has been shaped over the last couple of years, and it certainly was the right thing for me to do. And yeah, I think it is good if you're wanting that challenge. It can be slightly academic, but not wholly. I mean, it is pitched kind of more academic than what you'd hear from the pulpit on a Sunday morning, to obviously less academic than what you get if you went to theology college. Yes. You know, it's that middle thing. And I did meet people that kind of found it a bit too much, but then other people that, you know, you can rise to it. And, you know, Daniel, Theo and David are there to help you if you do struggle. You know, there's plenty of support from them, from the team, and from each other. So yeah, go for it.
So go for it, and prepare to have a watch of books to read alongside as well.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Great. Well, thanks for your time, Deborah, and we'll be praying for those who are considering it, that they'll be able to make an informed decision as a result of your sharing today. So thank you.
Thank you for asking me.